Thank you, and then let's go to the next presenter. Now we will learn what are the talent needs for the Estonian Applied Research Center. Please welcome Head of Applied Research Center and Board Member, Metrosert, Indrek Tulp.
Okay, hello. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, sure. You go on. I can start already. I think you have done a fabulous job in UT with this new curricula. So it's like highly rewarded, and thanks, Mark, for kind words. It's truly a complex equation that I'm solving right now. I'm still dealing with derivatives, so it's like all goes on. So can I? Oh, no, no. Oh, there we go. Many of you know me. I would like to give a few words about myself. So luckily I have a background in chemistry, so I understood the molecules yesterday's presentations. I have educated myself a little bit on business administration. I've worked as a researcher and scientist at the universities in Estonia and abroad. I have been a co-founder and a chief technology officer in a deep tech company. So I've been dealing it in different perspectives in technology development, and I hope I understand the focuses and the needs of these different stakeholders. I would like to give you a few words about Metrosert. So I cannot see on here. I can see, okay. So Metrosert is a state-owned enterprise. It's actually more than 100 years old. It is a governmental central metrology office. It is evaluated R&D institutions and mainly focused on services in the field of metrology. Those are calibration and verification services. It has a certification of management systems and also certification of certain products, does the precious metal analysis and R&D activities, mainly on the focus on the metrology. And it is Estonian representative international organization, specifically in the perspective of metrology. And now, since last year, it has a new branch, new division, which is a applied research center, and we call it RUK, that comes from Estonian word, Rakendusuuringute Keskus. So where we position ourselves. So if we look on the technology development roadmap, or speaking on technology readiness level, so universities are doing in the lower TRL level research on basic research, fundamental research, generally up to 3 or 4. There are groups that are doing more, but let's make it an average. And then there's enterprises who are willing to take over novel technologies to make the products and services, but usually they would like to take it over from the TRL level 7. And there's a certain gap in between. And this is the position where we step in and we help to develop those technologies from the applied research point of view on experimental development and testing, so that the companies can go further on to their own product development, marketing, etc. What are our focus fields? So we are not doing everything. We are focused on five directions. The first one is health data, where we focus on the secondary use of health data and personalized medicine. So a regular healthcare sector daily basis collects a lot of different medical data. This is collected in the databases, and our aim is to valorize that, to work out new tools to help to do the medical decisions, to help to analyze the populations, etc. The second focus field is hydrogen technologies. So over there we are focusing on testing capabilities, testing of different stacks and elements of fuel cells, electrolyzers, and also there's a potentially to work on process simulations. And then these drone technologies, which nowadays have two kind of directions. Is one side is military use, another side is civil use. They have different requirements, the different certification perspectives. But nevertheless, the electromagnetic compatibility is a key issue over there. Communication, that the communication is secure, or the communication, how to take it over, let's say in the perspective of military applications. Radar technologies, again, to see those drones, and on the other hand, to hide those drones, and the materials, etc. There's autonomous vehicles where the similar thing, the communication is a big technology direction to help with artificial intelligence, and again, the testing capabilities, specifically we're speaking here on the urban environment. And the fifth one is a biorefinery. That's how it relates to this conference. And over there, we are creating a piloting capability, bioreactors starting from 50 liters up to 5,000 liters, and also the technology and equipment that is needed for upstream and downstream activities. So what is our growth plan within these 5 fields that I just told you about? So within 3 to 5 years, we plan to grow up to 70 people. In 2023, we had finally, by the end of 2023, we had 8 employees. Today, we have already 11. So we plan to grow significantly in this year. The very same stands for the next year. And then in 26, we today foresee the growth of 10 employees. And those other consultants and partners who can help us, they are added up. So this is the plan. What are our activities, what we are doing? For us, it's very important that we focus on industry needs, and we rely on high quality. That's our motto. The main service that we provide is, of course, research and development on applied research direction, to generate new knowledge, to develop new innovative technologies, to solve complex problems, which is actually quite often needed for newer and higher value products and services. Then there's a technology transfer and commercialization services, how to transfer of new research findings and technologies to the market. So we need these kind of talents to help over there. Consultancy and advisory services, specifically expert advice and analysis of technology adoptions, innovation strategies, regulatory compliance. That's everything is needed to take into account in product developments. The fourth one, which is for us, and in a broader picture is important, is collaborative research projects, so that the knowledge can be transferred among different stakeholders, the industry partners, academic institutions, and government agencies. We cannot forget them. And then innovation support services in general. We can offer our resources. We can help with to finding opportunities and the incubation of startup and new firms. So now we reach to the talent pool that we need. Ideally, perhaps instead of me could speak here our talent manager, but she just started, so I will share our needs with you by myself. So the first one, of course, researchers and scientists, which is our highly skilled individuals in these different focus fields. Then we need technologists and engineers with a high technical expertise in engineering and also in information technology, because we cannot avoid that. Nevertheless, some of the focus fields might seem more like a lab work, but nowadays we generate a lot of data and these need to be analyzed. Business development and commercialization specialists with the expertise in and knowledge on market trends, industry dynamics, to understand them, and intellectual property management. As Mart yesterday showed that in Estonia we are not very good in protecting our intellectual property, so we need to increase that culture as well. Then the project managers, which is our very important that all those projects are going smoothly. They oversee the projects, the research projects, coordinate those interdisciplinary teams, manage budgets, resources, etc. So these skills are highly needed from our side. And innovation and entrepreneurship experts who has a background in entrepreneurship, has a background in startup incubation, has a knowledge about venture capital, so can understand what are those perspectives, what are those needs from these stakeholders. So if we want to be successful in technology development, in technology transfer. So we need regulatory and compliance professionals that can understand, that can help us to understand about the regulatory requirements, the standards, ethical considerations, that everything needs to be taken into account again, in the product and service development, so that you don't, you're not missing something within your development. Otherwise, you need to redo certain experiments later on, and that's, of course, costly. Data scientists and analysts, experts in data management, analytics, machine learning, as well artificial intelligence to, again, to analyze those data that we generate ourselves, or those are generated by our partners, or are generated by third parties. So communication and outreach specialists, that's to how to disseminate our research funding, how to engage different stakeholders, and also to promote public understanding. So to say publicly that why we are doing this, why this research is so expensive, why we need higher value products and services, etc. This need to be done. Collaboration and partnership managers, following the strategic partnerships with academia, with industry and government agencies, basically like all stakeholders to be part in the ecosystem and to enhance this ecosystem. And last but not least, the administrative support that actually is a basis of any organization, that these different operations are well managed, logistics are handled, the business processes are running efficiently, and like this back office all together. So quite many different talents that are needed to build up a applied research center as a research and technology organization, and we are looking looking for the persons who can cover these from one side or another side. So what are those values in addition to the talents? But those values that we need from our talents is, of course, technical proficiency, that the job that they are doing within the developments is with a high value. The proficiency to use relevant tools, to use relevant methodologies, to use relevant techniques, because the development itself is rather quite expensive, and doing mistakes over there is expensive. Although doing a mistake is of course entirely fine, but we need to minimize them. Creativity and innovation is important value that we need. That's the persons are creative. They can generate new ideas to solve complex problems again. Collaboration and teamwork is a very important value, that they have strong interpersonal skills and the ability to collaborate efficiently within the Estonian ecosystem and also internationally. Problem-solving skills, the analytical point of view, to analyze complex problems, identify key issues, to develop practical solutions, to be very focused in their developments. Let's say, for example, for our case, it's very important that it's focused on solving a client problem. Despite sometimes it's very interesting some side results that is academically interesting, but we need to postpone for that and be focused on a project problem. We need to have a entrepreneurial mindset. To be those talents needs to be proactive, resourceful, and willing to take initiative, so that we can do effective developments. Communication skills, ability to convey complex ideas and technology concepts to diverse audience. It ideally be able to explain to the grandmother what they are doing, why they are doing, and at the same time to the professor who has obviously a different background for the conversation. And ethical and professional integrity, that's the behavior is, of course, we do everything ethically, and the commitment to the professional standards, that's important. But there's also a talent expectations that, let's say, the talents expecting from us. They are expecting opportunities for professional development. We need to provide training programs, opportunities for career advancements. That's we highly value in our Applied Research Center, and we encourage rather to take different courses and the curriculums. Mission to solve global problems. These researchers and scientists, they actually have ambition to tackle global challenges, not only for Estonia, but for the bigger picture. We need to provide supportive working environment, to be open in communication, to be open for the collaboration. We need to consider work-life balances. Nowadays, there's specifically for youngsters, there's a quite expectation that they would like to work at home office time to time. So we need to find how to balance that, because if it's a lab work, you know, that you cannot do at home. Recognition and rewards, which is a very important, and I saw in your case in Tartu, you get highly rewarded. That's very important, and that we need to look further as well to be to find the rewarding and promoting procedures within our company, and also to find the possibilities for public recognition. We need to stipulate clear expectations and goals so that the objectives are purely understandable and the performance metrics are defined. We need to provide opportunities for collaboration and networking, because that's the way how the creativity is growing, the collective mind, etc. So to provide these collaboration and knowledge sharing possibilities, and fair treatment and inclusivity. Of course, we need to treat everybody equally, and that's the thing. And also to support inclusive workspace culture. So we are recruiting. For us, it's important that we complement, and we do not compete within our ecosystem. What I mean with that is that coming back to this picture of the technology readiness level, so we are in between two big stakeholders. We are in between academia, we are in between industry. And those partners need to be strong, and then we can be strong ourselves as well. So therefore, the equation that Mart said in the beginning, it's difficult to find a way that we are not making a hole to our partners in a way. Let's say if we attract some highly skilled talent, that because the hole remains over there, that need to be filled. So we try to find a way to increase collectively the talents and to attract them from abroad as well. So if you have any ideas or any good talents that are right now freely available, please let us know. I think I was faster than anticipated, so we have time for the questions. There we go. My contact, if anyone is interested.
Okay, thank you for your nice presentation. Do you have questions to Indrek?
Yes, thank you very much. And I have this, you ask if anybody has any ideas about this. So I have an idea. I've always tried to kind of start, but nobody really comes forward is that to start something like this, you cannot rely on Estonian universities. We don't even have this kind of curricula. You need a specialist from you need to establish together with the government a program to send people abroad on a contract with an obligation to come back and choose specific branches of specialization you need at the best universities and maybe companies of the world. Government pays the fellowship, and there is a contract that these people must come back, work at least, let's say, 5 years at the Applied Research Center. Because this is the only way to get new ideas into the country and avoid this kind of a closed provincial thinking that it's very often a threat in a small countries like us. So let's say look at the Switzerland. You know, where came historically the Swiss success in technology? They're the mercenaries in all the armies of the world, and during the wars the technology developed. So they came back after the years in the army and established this beautiful watches and what they make, you know. This is the way. I mean, it's the only way. It's to send people abroad and then come back. Estonian universities will not support your plan.
I entirely agree with you that we need to look on a way abroad and to find those measures, those funding options that to send those people around and to attract the others over here. So we focus on that as well, and I would like to collaborate in that with you or with anybody in this regard.
I mean, at this geopolitical situation, it's very difficult to attract people for longer periods with the families and to start a career here. You have to rely on Estonian talent, send them there, train there, and ask them to come back. This is the only way, I think.
Agree with you. I think we need to do both. We need to attract the others as well, so that we what I'm looking for is the options not to bring some foreigner talent permanently over here, but rather like short term, so that they are coming time to time to leading some groups, giving the knowledge, maybe some network, etc., to work out kind of these programs as well. But you are entirely right that to send abroad, to have we need to think that how we can legally do that, but that's definitely a good idea. And I'm looking forward for the next presentation to get some good ideas how to tackle that as well.
Please.
Jaak Järv, Tartu University. You had a nice slide about talents' expectations, but there was nothing said about finances and salaries. Do you have some specific reason to avoid this topic?
No, I don't have a specific reason. Not really. I just didn't thought that it's relevant. We need to, well, yeah, it's the difficult to find the balance. You know, again, if you look for the global competition versus local competition, and there's also differences in salaries. So we are working on that. We try to be as equal as we can, but sometimes, you know, if you need to attract some truly high talent, then we need to find a way for that as well. I don't have any specific figures for any positions, so anyway, it is the salaries are more or less individual, although we have a kind of frame within we can play around, but it depends on the individual for sure.
One more question.
Thank you, Indrek. Actually, it's quite a task, certainly, to have all the team together. Just a little story about Professor Mart Saarma. Once Professor Saarma was asked, when are you returning to Estonia? And I remember very clearly he became a bit angry and asked, when you do offer, there has been no offer ever. So I think if we even can start making our expats an offer to return Estonia with the skills and with the experience, then we have already done quite well and quite a lot, much more than we have done till now.
Yeah, that's very valid comments. And those people that we have right now in our team, quite many are actually Estonians who came abroad. So we definitely look for mostly on that one. Again, we try to avoid disturbing our own ecosystem, but rather to complete it. So that's the aim. Yeah.
One more questions from there.
Hi, very nice talk. Just a question around the skill pool you were looking at. So where do you see the biggest needs are? Where are the difficulties in hiring locally? And where do you see you already have a really strong local pool already?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I think these perhaps the administrative side and the business process side, that's we can cover by ourselves. But if we are seeking for a highly skilled researchers and engineers, and perhaps in this case we should look more abroad. Also with entrepreneurial skills. So we have our startup community which is growing, but this is mostly with the IT background. We speak over here deep tech on one hand. The industry could be stronger in Estonia, so those kind of like the industry perspectives. I think perhaps the biggest challenge is to have a talent that has a broad understanding in research and the industry and entrepreneurship, and to put all those things together. So that's probably the biggest challenge.
Do we have more questions? One more from the side.
Since we were already talking about practicalities, then the salary was covered. So the working language at Metrosert, is it Estonian or English, or will there be any other languages as well if you're talking about bringing in the international talent?
We are transferring to the English right now, to be honest. Yeah, that's we in our applied research center. We already more or less is English speaking meetings culture.
Okay. So thank you for a very nice talk, Indrek.
Thank you. Thank you all.